And then I do have a new cast on as well. I wasn't planning a cast on, it just happened. It just happened. You know, you see something on Instagram and before you know it, you cast on a new project. Good day everyone and welcome back to the channel. My name is Mariette, also known as the Boervrou, and this is episode 19 of the Crafty Stitches Podcast. Today is the 4th of September 2022 and I'm coming to you from South Africa. It is nice and hot today. Seems that winter is starting to leave us behind. Anyway, so today I have a lot to talk about, so I'm not sure how long this is going to be. We shall see. I brought myself some coffee to enjoy while we talk about all of the projects, and I hope that you have something to drink as well. I just wanted to say a quick thank you to everybody that's been coming back. And if you are new to this channel, that I hope that you will enjoy this content. So let's just jump straight into this episode. I will start with what I'm wearing. This is my Larimar Tee that I knitted out of Moya Shimmer, 50% bamboo, 50% cotton yarn. It is a South African hand-dyed yarn, and I will link the project page down below for you so that you can have a look if you want at this pattern and this project. I really love this top a lot. I am not a big fan of the boat neck style tops, but yeah, I keep wearing this. I really do love this one. I won't make boat neck style tops. I think in future I would change it up a bit maybe or something, but I already made this one when I discovered this, and I still wear it even though I'm not a big fan of the boat neck. But other than that, it's a lovely pattern and I really enjoyed making it, and I love wearing it. Alright, so let's jump into finished objects. I do have 3 finished objects for this episode. It will come as no surprise to you that my first finished object is my lace. This is the 4th piece of the lace that I'm crocheting for my pantry shelves, and in the previous episode I was somewhere there and in the meantime I have finished the 4th piece. So I now have 4 pieces of the lace. Just gonna put it up here. It is 2 different colors, but I'm gonna have 3 of the one lighter color and 3 of the darker color, and I think that is going to be fabulous. So I am crocheting the lace with a 2.25mm crochet hook, and I am using this 100% acrylic yarn from my stash, which is crochet number 5. I don't think it had a colorway or something, but that is what I am using for this. I am still working on the lace, as you will see in the web section, and I will also link the video tutorial that I made for this lace if you are interested. So I'm planning to make all 6 pieces of this lace still this year, and so far it is going great. So we will talk a little bit more about it in the web section when I just show you the next piece that I started. Alright, so that is my lace, and then I have also completed my socks for August. So I had a finished sock in the previous episode with a cuff that was too small, and I was at this point in my previous episode on my second sock. I am knitting them toe up, so this sock is also finished, and I actually washed and blocked them as well, so they are ready to be worn. My one sock cuff was too small. I was using the Jenny's Surprisingly Stretchy bind off, which I haven't done on socks before, and it was a little bit too small for my leg. So we had a little bit of a discussion among friends, and I got the suggestion to do the bind off on a bigger needle. So I knit the whole cuff on my 2.25 circular needles, and then just the bind off round I knit with a 3.25 millimeter and bound off the stitches. So I don't know if you can really see that it's done with a bigger needle. Doesn't look like it to me. I really can't see anything funny. But anyway, so that now fits, and I did the same on the second sock of the pair. So I'm very excited about this pair of socks being finished. Cannot wait to wear them. So these socks are made with Estereza yarns. No, this is not the right tag. Let me get the right tag. This is the right tag. Oh, goodness. Okay. Right, let's try that again. So I made these socks with Estereza Yarn Creations with their Donna base, which is a 20% kid mohair, 25% nylon and 55% superwash wool. It is a 4-ply sock yarn, and it has about 440 meters in 110 grams. It is a sock set, and I got this sock set as a gift from Ursula at OM Granny Square. I will link her down below for you. And this is what I have left of the yarn. I used 54 grams of the main color for these socks, and then I used 11 grams of the contrast color for the heel and the toes. Okay, so that is my socks. They are finished. My socks for August. I'm very happy about it. I knit it on 2.25 millimeter 9-inch circular needles, and I don't know what else can I say about these. Yeah, it is knit toe up with my own pattern, and I'm very excited to wear them. Very excited indeed. So that is my second finished object. Let's put that there. Give me a sip. Okay, my third finished object is the project out of my whip bin for August, which is this blanket that I'm about to show you. So I got these blocks as a gift from somebody that didn't want them anymore, and it is knitted blocks, and I decided to crochet them together. I actually had much more, and I already made a blanket with the other blocks, and this was what remained. And yes, in the previous episode I had to add 4 more blocks to the blanket, but the blocks were a little bit smaller than the rest. So I crocheted a little border around the blocks in linen stitch. I just grabbed some double knit yarns from the stash. Very old, I think. 100% acrylic yarn. Anyway, so I grabbed that and I crocheted border around the blocks to make them the same size as the rest, and to just basically square them off, and I created this blanket. It's always so difficult to show a blanket. But anyway, so I've completed the blanket. I have decided to not add a border to the blanket. So I'm calling this finished. And I must say I'm quite surprised at how nice this joins look in the crochet. I just basically did single crochet stitches through the back loops, and I quite like this striping effect that it gives at the front, like little stripes. I don't know, I really like it. So the blanket is finished, and my dog already slept under it while I was making notes for the podcast. She was sitting on my lap, and she always needs a blanket. But anyway, so third finished object, the blanket, is done. So that is all of my finished objects, and we can now move to WIPs. Alright, so my first WIP for the episode is of course my lace. I just want to quickly show you that I did start the next piece. So this lace will be made for the month of September. And I'm just going to add this progress keeper back so that I can track my progress here. So this little progress keeper is by Pincushion Crafts. And then I'm also using another stitch marker to secure my stitches there. And this one is by Itsy Klein. And I just added these light bulb stitch markers here so that I can mark every 20 pattern repeats, so that I can keep on track of how many more I need to make to finish the piece of lace. Because I think, if I remember correctly, it's 103 pattern repeats per piece, and they are 4-meter lengths of lace. So that is still going strong. And that is about all that I can say about that. My second WIP is my socks for September, and these are for my husband. So I am making him socks this month. I'm just going to try and open up this a little bit. For these socks I am using this opal yarn, opal sock yarn. It is also 75% virgin wool and 25% polyamide, and it's got 425 meters per 100 grams. And this yarn was also a gift. It was a gift from Adela from the Yarn Creations podcast, and I will link that down below for you as well. So this is basically what it looks like in a cake. I don't know if it's not gonna focus at all. Okay, let's take that out. So this is what it looks like in the cake. I caked it up and added it to one of my 100-gram yarn cake cozies. And this is what the sock looks like so far. It is knitting up beautifully. I'm really in love with these colors. It's really pretty. And I'm really enjoying this yarn. So let me just add a progress keeper for the sock. So this is another Progress Keeper by Itsy Klein that I got as a gift from Little Yarn Craft. So that'll keep my progress on this. I am planning to do a contrast heel for this sock, and I'm going to use some leftover Regia 4-ply yarn for the heels, and I'm just going to do the heels. The toe and the cuffs will be in this color. So that is the plan. I'm really enjoying this yarn a lot. Let's see. Squash them in there. So yes, and this is also my own pattern, which is toe up with a heel flap and gusset, and I completed the foot, and I'm now ready to add the heel to this sock, the first sock. I don't think there's anything else I could say about this. Oh my goodness, this yarn is so beautiful. I really, really love this yarn. It's beautiful. I think that is everything that I wanted to say about this sock. I'm knitting it on 2.25mm needles, 9-inch circular needles, and I think this is a 68 stitch sock. Yes. Oh, that is what I wanted to say. I knew I had to say something about the socks, but I couldn't remember. So when I was posting my finished socks of last month, I actually realized that I kind of a little bit forgot about why I started knitting a pair of socks every month. During the middle of the year somewhere, I discovered the Sock It To Me Challenge 2022 by Linda Simpson and Kim's Crochet and Knits, and I realized that I actually forgot in the past few episodes to mention the make along. Anyway, so I am doing the socks for this challenge just for fun, and I am sending my pictures into Linda to add onto her Sock It To Me challenge video that she does every month. And last month I actually forgot. And the previous month I was a little bit late. So this month I have 2 pairs of socks that I can send to her for the video. And yes, I just thought I'd mention that because I completely forgot about using the hashtag. I don't know. I guess it happens sometimes. Right, that is the socks. And then just move this stack a little bit. Let me have a sip of coffee quickly. All right. Then my third whip. Oh, my third whip is actually one that I'm not showing because it is my husband's hat. And the reason I don't show it today is because I didn't work at it. I did not work on it at all. And the reason for that is that the only 2 long Chiagu cords that I have is currently in projects. And the shorter cord that is just the right length to work around the hat in the head part is just too long to do the extra increases that I need to do because the hat was too small. So it did not get any love, and it's a little bit warm now. So the moment I get something off the needles and I can use the longer cord, I will continue with the hat. So you can expect to see it in a future episode or 2. So then, let me just get my notes. All right, my 4th whip is my Tip Top Tank by Maker Designs. I am using Moya 100% cotton double knit yarns, which is a South African hand-dyed yarn for this project. It is a double knit weight, and it's got 135 grams on 135 meters on 50 grams, and I am using 4 colors for this project, which is this one is called Burnt Fudge, the green is Apple, the pink is Bubblegum, and the purple is African Mauve. So in my previous episode, don't mind all the tails hanging out the bottom, I was just there at the ribbing with another stitch marker that I keep used to keep my progress from Itsy Klein. Let me just move it quickly because I will definitely forget. I am knitting these on 4.5 millimeter needles, which is not the recommended needle size in the pattern, which is a free pattern, by the way, because I gauge swatched, and even with the 4.5 millimeter needles I was still 1 stitch off, but I decided I like the fabric and I continued with the project, and it was a little bit disastrous. I had to rip back the whole ribbing part, and then I just went off and did my own thing for a little bit. So I changed the ribbing at the bottom, I changed the split hem that it had, and I'm doing A-line shaping for it. I'm sure you'll be able to see it there, maybe there. At first I was going to do the whole top in this burnt fudge color, and then when I had to rip back I decided no, I'm going to add stripes to it, and I took out these 3 extra colors and I started striping them, and I think it looks amazing. I really love it. And I then further decided, we shall see how this works out, that I'm going to stop the stripes now, and I'm just going to work in the burnt fudge to the top, so the stripes will be just here underneath my bust, and then everything from here up will be the burnt fudge. So I'm now just going to continue with the burnt fudge, and then I will see what it looks like and if I like it. Otherwise I might rip back and continue with the stripes. But anyway, so I'm using, as I said, the burnt fudge for the top now, and this is also in one of my yarn cake cozies that I use to keep my yarns nice and neat. And I think that is about everything for this project. I don't think there's anything else I wanted to say. I'm really enjoying this one. It really does fly a little bit off the needles. I don't know if it's the stripes or just that I enjoy knitting on it, but I am enjoying knitting on it a lot. Seems that it's the thing that I grab when I want to knit on something, if I don't have to think a little bit. Right, so that is my tip top tank. Then my next project, my 5th whip, I actually haven't started to work on it yet, is this baby jacket from my whip bin that I'm going to finish this month, for the month of September. And I actually saw that on my crafting goals I used this week as the first week of my September goals, and this is a project that I'm going to finish this month, and I'll be starting this week to just add the last sleeve to it and the buttons. It did in the meantime get a home to go to, so that is great. And I actually saw on the back of the pattern that I made a note that I knit this on 2.5 millimeter needles, and I do not have 2.5mm crochet hook in my Chai Goose set, so I am going to use a 2.5mm hook, an old hook that I have, which I will show you in the next episode, and I hope in the next episode it will have its sleeve and be done for a September project. I actually decided to not even put it into a project bag because it's going to be done super quick. Right. And then I do have a new cast on as well. I wasn't planning a cast on, it just happened. It just happened. You know, you see something on Instagram and before you know it, you cast on a new project. Alright, so my new cast on is the Waving Lace Top by Johi Locatelli. There is a make-along going on at the moment. It's called the Johi Fall Cal 2022. And I think it's a 3-month make-along. So my friend Liani from Independence Crochet, who has the Pick Up Stitches podcast, actually talked about this in a last episode. And I was looking at the patterns and thinking, yeah, I've got enough things to do and what. And 2 or 3 days before the make-along actually started, I was like, what the heck, let's do this. I need more summer tops in my wardrobe, and what better way than to be part of a make-along and get a little bit of inspiration to finish your project. So I went onto the Ravelry store of Johi Locatelli, and I was looking at the summer tops, and I chose this one, which was very beautiful to me. And then I saw that my friend and I am making the same top actually for the make-along. So if you're interested in seeing her top, I'm sure there will be pictures on her channel very soon. So you can check that out. It's going to be so much fun to be twinsies in our waving lace tops. Anyway, so I swatched for this project, as I usually do. Made a little swatch. And I am using some L Cottons 4-ply for this project. It is 100% cotton, and it's got 156 meters on 50 grams. And this is the colorway Lilac. I love purple, so it's lilac. And the pattern is actually designed in 100% cotton yarn, which is discontinued as I've read in the pattern. But anyway, so I thought cotton for a cotton pattern is perfect. But again, I am 1 stitch off in my gauge. And I decided to just throw caution to the wind and just cast on the project and see what happens. 1 stitch. I'm 1 stitch off in this pattern and 1 stitch off in the tip top tank. So it seems to be a repeating thing nowadays. Anyway, so let me just get all of these out. So I cast on the 1st of September while watching the cast on party by Johi Locatelli on her website, on her YouTube channel, which I will also link down below. And this is what I have so far. This is the lace at the bottom. It is worked bottom up. And I am really enjoying this project. It seems I really like doing lace. Well, that's how I feel about it. I really enjoy doing this. It's really, really pretty. I mean, just look at that. So gorgeous. So this project is not really a very big priority for me, in the sense that I want to finish it as quick as possible. I mean, I would love to wear it, but as I said, the make along is 3 months long, so I'm in no rush to get it done. The only rush that I have is I would like to knit about 4 to 5 centimeters of the stockinette part of this shirt, of this top, so that I can make sure that it fits me, because my gauge was off. So this morning I actually added another needle to this and I tried it on, and it looks fine. It might be a bit big, but I'm not sure yet. So I want to add 5 centimeters to this so that I can make sure that it fits, and if it fits, then it's fine. If it does not fit, I'll have to rip back and amend to make it or bigger or smaller, or whatever the case may be. So I am going to add a little bit more on this project before I put it down, and work a little bit more on the other things that I'm currently doing. Or maybe I'll just pick it up when I feel like it. We shall see. That can be also a possibility. Let me just add another little progress keeper, so that I can see where I was when I spoke to you last, which is also a progress keeper by Itsy Klein. It's all part of the same set, I think. Yes, definitely. Alright, so that is the waving lace top. And that is my last work in progress for this episode. What else was there to say about it? No, nothing else to say about the project. I do have some future plans. I'm going to a workshop at the Little Yarn Craft for Tunisian crochet short rows. So yes, that'll be interesting, but I'll talk about it in the news section. So with all of my whips now shown and all of my finished objects, I think we can move to crafting goals. Alright, so for my crafting goals for August, I wanted to finish the 4th piece of the lace, which I did. I wanted to finish the pair of socks, that I did do as well. And I wanted to finish the dark blanket. I actually wanted to finish the hat as well, and I did, and then ripped back, and yes, as you just heard, I didn't work on it again because the needles are just too long to be comfortable at this point, and the other cables are all in use. So we shall get to that one in the very near future. And I think I must put a goal up for myself that I definitely want to finish that hat this year, because otherwise it's going to be a disaster. So I'll add it to my things to be done this year list somewhere. Anyway, so that is all of the goals that I wanted to finish for August. And oh, and the blanket, I didn't talk about the blanket. And then of course the whip bin project, which was the dark blanket, and I finished that one as well. So then I decided and worked out my crafting goals for September, and I did share them in the previous episode, which is also of course the lace, because I still need 2 pieces. So I'm going to do 26 repeats every week for 4 weeks, because I started my September goals on the 4th of September, so that first 3 days was not even considered. So I just pretend that September's got only 4 weeks. So I'm going to do 26 repeats of the lace every week for September. And then I am planning to do the socks for my husband, which I actually started, and I'm a little bit, what's the right word? Ahead on that plan. Ahead, that's the word. Because I was planning to do half a sock per week. And as I just said, the week starts on the 4th, the first week. So I've already done the foot up to the heel, so that gives me a little bit of time to do the rest, because the socks are quite big and take a little bit of time to knit. So I am definitely ahead on that one. And then I was going to do I am going to do the sleeve for the baby jacket next week, and then that would be finished by the next episode. I did not add any other goals to my crafting goals. No, that was all the crafting goals that I had in the previous episode, but I think I must add something else to this goals for September. And I think what I will do is I will add the tip top tank to my list of things that I would like to finish this month, because I would really like to wear that one. I'm really excited about that. So let's see if I can do that. And I was thinking that if I'm taking it slow with the other top, then I can maybe do that next month and see where I got through the month of September. And yes, that's basically all of the goals that I have for this month. I am working on other things behind the scene, and which will be seen a little bit later at the end of the month, I think. Anyway, so that is all of the goals that I have, and I think we can move over to the news section. Alright, my news for this episode. Last week was a very short tutorial on how I join to knit in the round. I use this method when I knit socks cuff down, or maybe a cowl, or even the tops. When I knit in the round, I join using this method, and I will link it down below for you if you maybe missed that one. Alright, this month my friend Leonie of Independence Crochet and I had our Scrappy Sunday chat again on the 28th, and we had so much fun. We actually went to the Socktober together, and when we got home we had lunch, and after that we actually sat down in my craft room and we recorded the episode. And yeah, it was a lot of fun. We chatted and we laughed and we had technical issues, and yeah, it was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it very much. So I will link that down below for you as well if you maybe missed that and would like to keep track of our scrappy projects, because we don't show our scrappy projects in our normal podcasts. We do the Scrappy Sunday chat together and only show the scrappy projects on the Scrappy Sunday chats. So if you would like to see that and get some scrappy project inspiration, you're more than welcome to go and check that out. Alrighty. And then, as I mentioned, we went to the Socktober together, which is in Pretoria. I enjoyed that a lot, and I met up with some people that I know and some people that I know but haven't met in real life, and I did meet them now for the first time, which was very nice. And seeing everybody's beautiful garments that they worked on. Colors of Amalfi was there, and I bought a skein of sock yarn, opal yarn for me. I forgot to bring it, so I'll put up a picture for you. And I'm so excited to try that as well for myself, because this pair of socks that I'm making for my husband is the first time I'm working with opal yarns, and I would also like to have a pair of socks in opal yarn so that I can feel how they wear and if I like it or not. Anyway, so I got that, and yeah, it was a lot of fun. We drove and we chatted and it was amazing. The place where it is, R&R Bistro, is really a beautiful restaurant. It's got a very nice calm atmosphere. I love the plants, and it's beautiful. It was beautiful, and I really enjoyed it. All right, let me see what else is there. So this month, the Crafting Stitches Craft Night will be on the 23rd of September, which is a Friday. I will, of course, let you guys know on Instagram and Facebook as well, so that you can remember about that. It is a craft night on Zoom where we just sit and chat and relax after all of the week's stress, and it is only once a month. We really enjoy that. And then, most excitingly, I have announced on Instagram and Facebook, so if you follow me there, you might know this already, but I am hosting my first ever make-along, and I'm so excited about it. It is the Socktober 2022 Sock Along, so it is aimed at anybody who wants to make some socks. You can crochet, you can knit, you can Tunisian crochet, does not matter. We are just going to have a lot of fun for a whole month making our socks together. So I am not going to bombard you with all of the information at once. I will give some more information in the next episode. There is going to be a pattern or two, we shall see. But I am releasing my first ever sock pattern for the month of October, and yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. I am super excited. I think there's going to be weekly check-ins as well during the month, so that should be fun. I'm super excited about it, and I hope that you are too. So yes, have a look out for more information on that coming very soon. I'm looking forward to it a lot. A whole month of making socks. Okay, as I mentioned, on the 10th of September, I am going to a workshop at Little Yarn Craft. It is a workshop hosted by Sonja van Wyk. She is Designs by Sophia on Instagram, and she is going to present a workshop on Tunisian short rows. I think we will be making a beanie. I'm not sure if I'm going to make the beanie. I'm not going for the beanie, I'm going for the short rows, but we shall see. Maybe I do. I want to learn how to do short rows in Tunisian crochet, and that's the main aim. If I have to make the beanie, I will, but if I don't have to, then maybe I'll do something else. But I just want to learn the technique of doing Tunisian short rows. Tunisian crochet short rows. So I'm very excited about that because I am a little bit obsessed with short rows. Anyway, so on the day, Naughty Habit will have a pop-up shop at Little Yarn Craft. And I think, if I remember correctly, the workshop by Juanita Muir for the Scrapper Cowl will also be presented at the Little Yarn Craft on that day. So if you're interested in brioche knitting, Juanita is also a very good teacher, and I really recommend the class. I've already taken the class with her. My friend Leonie and I went together, and yes, it is a very nice class. Highly recommend it. Or if you would like to learn about Tunisian short rows, you can come and join me in Sonia's class. So anyway, if you're going to the pop-up shop maybe and you see me, please say hi. I love to chat. Even if you just speak in the door and just shout my name, it's fine. I would love to see you. And yes, I'm looking forward to that. I'm so excited, as you can probably tell. Anyway, so what else is there for news? I did take a little bit of footage that I will pop at the end of the episode. My husband and I was driving on Friday the 2nd of September, we heard all of these airplanes going around and around and not stopping, and we were wondering what was going on. But when we left to pick up vegetables and so, we saw that it was actually something going on at the Magalies Gliding Club, which is not far from where we live. And we actually went to the gate and asked the guys what's going on, and they said we can go in and go have a look. And it was the annual children's flight at the gliding club. And I will link their Facebook page down below. If you're interested, you can go and have a read about it. But I took some footage of some of the planes going up and of a little air show that they had with 4 harvests. And yeah, that was really beautiful to see. I've never actually been to such type of thing. I've been at the gliding club once many years ago, but anyway, so I've took a little bit of footage with my phone, so if it's a little bit shaky, sorry for that, but I will pop it in at the back. If you're interested, you can go and have a look at that. All right, then usually I do a podcast recommendation, and I will definitely do that in this episode again. And I have 2 podcast recommendations for you for this episode, as I usually do. The first podcast recommendation is the Cozy Cottage Crochet podcast from Hannah. So Hannah lives in St. Petersburg, Florida, and on her latest episode, I actually had a look at it this morning, started watching it this morning. She is wearing a granny stripe cardigan that she designed, and it is so pretty in the most beautiful, bright, vibrant colors. I love it. It's beautiful. So I will link that down below for you, and you can go check that out. I actually watched this podcast a few years ago. I don't know how many years ago. I actually watched the podcast before her daughter Nova was born and completely lost track of it. And just the other day it popped up in my feed again, and I subscribed, and now I can keep up with the podcast again. So I have linked it down below if you would like to check that out. The second podcast recommendation for this episode is Little Drops of Wonderful. It is hosted by Ali, who lives in Kent in the UK. She makes lovely projects, and her daughter actually started crocheting as well. I think maybe both. I think the second daughter is also starting to learn a little bit. But in this latest episode of Ali's, you can see Lilia's crochet projects, which she comes to show off. And she actually taught her husband to knit as well. He's been asking apparently for a while, and she taught him the knit stitch, and he's knitting a hat. And that comes into the last podcast as well. So you can have a look at that if you like, and maybe you like their content and you can maybe follow them too. Right, so I will end the episode here with the comment question that I usually have. And my comment question for this episode is, if you make garments, do you make your garments in the same season that you would actually wear them? So for instance, what I mean is, do you only make summer garments in summertime, or do you make summer garments in wintertime so that you can wear them when summer comes around? I actually saw this somewhere. I think it was on Hannah's podcast, that most people make the summer garments in summer, and then when it's finished you can't actually wear them anymore, because then it's already going to winter. So I actually tried very hard to stop working on wintry garments in last month, I think. I don't know. So I actually started making some summer garments now. and I think I should have started sooner. But anyway, so I think that is something to consider. Maybe for the last third of winter, start making summer garments so that you can have a few lined up and finished when summer actually rolls around. Anyway, so please let me know your answer to the comment question, and stick around for the footage of the gliding club that I took. And yes, that is everything that I have for you for this episode. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you would like to see more of my content, and I will see you in the next one. Until next time, happy crafting. Bye.